That's right. I said, yo. What's up? What's up, baby? How's everybody doing? Is your name Michael? No. No. Digital Dylan, can you say hi back? I need attention. Hi. Actually, do you need attention? Because I believe, am I fucking crazy? Was it you? Yeah, you fucking messaged me on my honeymoon. Yo, dude, want to watch Lego Ninjago with me and the boys of #General? We're starting at 8 p.m. your time. No. No, I don't. Question mark, and you said no. Oh, what a shocker. What a shocker that the chat agrees that would be a good idea. I don't know how many of you were actually there. It was with General. You could have been there. Don't know that all of you were there, but you're talking about it like it was the greatest idea of all time. Atrioc, are we going to cover the huge win of Ezra Miller saying he's sorry? Can I let you in on a little secret here? I have seen Ezra Miller stuff floating around in the ether, but I don't know at all the story. Let me see if I can piece together what I know without ever reading or seeing anything about it. There is an actor named Ezra Miller who plays or played The Flash. I don't know which. He did something weird. Again, I don't know exactly what he did, but I know it was worthy of rebuke. And now they battered people, okay? Non-binary, okay? Ezra Miller, they battered something. Well, I actually don't know that they battered. That's making up. I know they did something, and now they're sorry. And all I know is that they still want to release the show. Did I crush it? Am I on board with this? I haven't seen enough. I don't know this story. If I could give you an accurate take on the story, I would, but I don't know it because I've been gone. And I haven't been able to really keep up to date on that thing. They've been doing weird shit for years. I remember 3 years ago, they beat up a dude in a bar in Iceland. Yeah, but who hasn't? Who among us can't say that they've beat the shit out of somebody in an Icelandic bar? Do you know what I'm saying? Who among us? This is lawyers in 2040. Have you seen Cult of the Lamb? Amazing game. I've heard of it and I've seen clips, but I haven't played it. It looks good. It looks very... I mean, Devolver Digital's been on one. They've been on a fucking tear without a care. Big A's here for Marketing Wednesday. Well, we'll get to that. There'll be some marketing for sure. Not going to lie, I'm ready for some marketing today. Today was rough. Okay, well, you don't need the marketing though, right? A rough day, maybe you don't even want to learn too much. Maybe you want to relax. Fortnite Wednesday. Yes, dude. Yes, come on. You guys know that on the hierarchy of things that we enjoy on this channel, it's up there, but it's not Fortnite level. Do you know what I'm saying? Playing as Goku in Fortnite, is there anything more well-designed for this stream? Foducken, thank you for the 9 months. Zython, thank you for the 2 months. Chibble, thank you for the fucking 1 year. Saint, thank you for the 13 months. Yo, Big 13, keep on killing it, dude. Bro, you wrote that 13-month thing like we're in high school together and you're signing my fucking yearbook. You can watch it for 13 months and you got the most generic fucking... Give me something. Give me something a little... Don't give me hags. Big 13, keep on killing. You're like a fucking uncle at my birthday party. You don't know what to write. You never even met me. Oh my God, hags. People still write hags? Is that still the fucking default? Feels like something better would have come along by now. Or, I mean, isn't Gen Z depressed enough? I guess, actually, it's mostly Gen Alpha now, right? Isn't Gen Z like all above 18? Or, no, they're not, but they're close. See you next year. Finish. They all write finish Elden Ring today? You're kidding. People write finish Elden Ring today in in their yearbooks? That's crazy. I mean, it's so specific. That is wild. I'm firmly in Gen Z and I'm 20. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the default Gen Z is above 18 now. They're out of school. Or, I mean, they're in college if they do college, but they're out of high school. I feel like it's the default. I feel like the midpoint is passed, but I'm not sure on that. I actually haven't done the math in my head. Okay, but you guys were just saying yep and then your age. And I appreciate you agreeing with me, but that doesn't help at all because it just means that you are one of millions of Gen Z that are above 18. But that doesn't mean it's the default. You can't just say yep, age. It doesn't solve anything. The average Gen Z is 18. Well, there you go. There we go. I think we just hit that point. Ooh, you guys feel it? You guys feel it that you have like fucking, let's say, probably 6 years. That's pretty good, a long time. Well, but Gen Alpha's a coming for all your newspaper articles. I just want you guys to know, you guys are going to be 25, midlife, quarter-life crisising, and there's going to be Gen Alpha articles, and you're like, wow, what happened, dude? It used to be us that were killing things. And they're called Gen Alpha. Crash Ing, thank you for the 5 gifted. Pog Champ. I'm never giving up my articles ever. You know what's funny is I think millennials held on to those articles because we were like the first wave to get them. I feel like we've held on to them much longer than we deserved. I feel like millennials are still occasionally we're killing shit articles. And it's like, bro, we're fucking, some millennials are 40. I feel like, and boomers who haven't died yet and still own all the media still don't know the difference. Boxing Donkeys 24/7. What an insane username. It can't be 24/7, right? There's just no way. Your body would give out. You can't be boxing a donkey 24/7. Although that's so funny because it's a 7-month sub. And his message is, I haven't been able to catch the stream recently, but I hope you had a great wedding. Implying that at this moment, he is too busy to watch the stream because he's been boxing donkeys. Oh, he's the boxing donkey? No, it's clearly not how it's written. Tyrannosaurus Brett, thank you for the prime. J Checks, thank you for the 2 months. How's everybody doing? What's going on? What's the vibes? What's your day like? What's the haps? What were we talking about? We were talking about something fucking awful. Dude, someone said smoking weed, someone said good, and someone said fucking awful. So we got to mix. It's not exactly, it's fucking, there's a range here. Really enjoyed the stream earlier. Oh yeah, fucking Maya, not my dog, the streamer Maya, texted me like 2 hours ago saying, sorry I went live on your channel. Lamau. It's like, okay, how did you have that stream key? That's the real question. When was the fucking I'm so depressed and only marketing and help right now. I'm so excited for it. Okay, well, there'll be some marketing. Don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand me. Justin Z, thank you for the 5 months. Thanks for clarifying it wasn't your dog that sent you the text. Is that necessary? Yeah, is that level of snark necessary? All I'm saying, I just explained. It's a little offhanded comment. You guys are like, it's like if I'm the substitute teacher, you guys are just giving me shit. Not everything I say needs to be fucking snarked on, okay? Your dog could hypothetically hit a button to make you go live. Yeah, the dog could do it, first of all. They just wouldn't text me about it. That's the only difference. How to YouTube video get 4K views in the first hour for the first time ever, which is wild, so that's also Pog. Let's watch it right now. Tyrannosaurus Brett. Tyrannosaurus Brett. YouTube. Tyrannosaurus Brett. You had a video, get 4K views in the first hour. Without further ado. Okay, this is 3K views. Did you lie to me? What? 3K views is still great. Bro, why would you play it up? 3K was great too. You don't got to round up. All right, let's find out. Dark Souls 1, all bosses plus DLC, no hit. Oof. Okay. Okay.
Dark Souls 1, all bosses, no hit run. Ooh, let's go.
Pog. Pog. Here's the thing, though. Because my YouTube is bigger and I need this content, and you've already cut it so perfectly, I'm just gonna yoink. Let me just start. Let me get this right here. Dark Souls 1, all bosses, no hit run. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, now, Quack, I'm going to need you to put that on top. Just cut the bottom out. Put that on top. And we got ourselves a fucking viral video. Yeah! Yeah! Holy shit, you see when I fucking stabbed Glumprius? Oh my god, it was frame perfect! Shorts are easy to get views on. I got a clip of my friend screaming for his life, get 1,000 views. Yeah, well, it's because, I mean, do you understand, if you want into the little marketing side of it, TikTok is scary to YouTube. Very, 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 very scary. Same to Facebook. And so when they make these new products like Reels for Facebook or Shorts for YouTube, they artificially juice them in the algorithm. They basically make it so like whatever you put there gets served to a lot of people because they want to incentivize creators to do anything possible to make, they want to steroid up their new product. It won't last. They do it while it's early so that everyone's like, I have to make shorts because that's where you get all the views. And then they make a bunch of shorts and they're trying to get a thriving ecosystem going. Self-sustaining. But, it doesn't work that well. I mean, shorts are fine because YouTube already has a fucking massive amount of people checking every day. But it's not really putting a dent in TikTok's growth at all. But then no one remembers your channel. It depends on what you're in it for. You can still monetize shorts, but it's less money. I don't do any shorts, really. I almost no shorts. But the Clips channel probably does shorts. Is it really that early, though? It feels like shorts have been around for a while. Have they? I feel like YouTube Shorts is probably pandemic. At most a year and a half, right? Year and a half, 2? I feel like it's less than that. Yeah, year and a half. That's a long time for young people. Okay. But it's not that long when you think about it, right? So it's not... If I'm talking to a fucking 2-year-old, I'm like, hey, 5 minutes is huge. What do you want me to do? I have to fucking... YouTube Shorts are so annoying, they waste all my time. Is that a real use case? Aren't you on TikTok? I feel like if YouTube Shorts waste your time, TikTok would really waste your time. Rex say, thank you for the 11 months. How's your day been? Today was busy, but it was good. It was good. like I said, Ari leaves tomorrow. So Ari is going on a cosplay trip tomorrow. And also a lot of NVIDIA is going on vacation. So I should have a pretty chill week for some streaming. But I have to finish some shit. Boys night, yeah. Well, DJ week starts tomorrow. No, not a pop-a-thon. No, that would be the worst use of time. That would be the worst possible. If she came back and I had done Pop-a-thon 2, I would. This is my one chance to catch up on like all the stuff I need to do, not only for the stream but for fucking NVIDIA and at home. No, we're not doing a Pop-a-thon 2. It's not what society needs. I can't even imagine, dude. It makes me, the idea of having to go back and do fucking 4 more black border expert levels. Does that mean you'll play Inscription then? Yeah, that's what it means. You really read into this quite well. Hey, Big A, you chance you had a Big A croc to the merch store. The merch store doesn't have anything on it. And so why would I add a single Big A croc? Right? Doesn't make a ton of sense. Although, I guess if I make it full price, you have to buy 2. For them glizzy toes. Are you trying to be a marketing copywriter? I could use that. You think you will do for the other ending of Sekiro? Look at this motherfucker. Bro, I don't even have a fucking... No, dude. You think I'm going to go back to Sekiro, reinstall it, fight all the way through it so I can get the fucking other ending? That's delusional. Bro, read the ruin. Do you guys notice how whenever I ask a question, you guys say yep, almost regardless of the situation? You guys ever think about that? You ever think about how no matter what I say, you say yep, and so that it's like difficult to have a real heart-to-heart here because or nope. Yeah or no. But it's always the opposite of what the right answer is, or the obvious answer. Age of Empires? Yes, that's what I should do. I should go Age of Empires today. You're actually fucking finally speaking my language. I wish there was. If there was, I swear to God, if there was an Age of Empires type beat, like a new game that was AoE like, but not AoE, I would hop in for another week of forehead zoom grinding. I would do that. I fucking love fucking good RTS, especially when it's new. Figuring out strats and stuff when the game is new is so sick. Grinding strats that Koreans figured out years after a game came out is not as sick. It's not as fun. Total Warhammer 3. That's not really an RTS though, right? It's like one of those slow games with a big map and you have to like... There's a Dune RTS? Doesn't that sound boring? Like, just hearing that sounds like there's not... Dude, I'm looking at it right now and it looks so fucking empty. It's just a big ass field of sand with like 4 units. Look at this picture. This is their fucking cover picture? Whoa! Holy shit, look how realistic that sand looks. I really feel like I'm a goddamn general. Like, if you look at fucking Age of Empires, it'll be like fucking a massive army outside a castle sieging. This is... This is like 12 guys in a desert top-down view. No, I'm not playing this fucking game. Valorant? Do you really want to see an Atrioc Valorant arc? That sounds miserable. Bro, the game I want to play is Ori. I want to play Elden Ring to beat it. Dude. Somebody commented, I think on YouTube today, that Atrioc got a real-life ring before he got the Elden Ring. And I was like, damn, dude, I have been playing this game for a fucking minute. I have been fucking slowly progressing in Elden Ring. So I just need to beat it, dude. That's the fucking long and short of it. Almost 6 months? No way it's been 6 months. You're smoking reefer. You're telling me I fought Tree Sentinel almost 6 months ago? No, 3 months. 3 months tops. Game came out in February. Okay, so February, March, September. So, fucking do the math, dipshit. Also, it's August. Fuck. Fuck. Dude, it's because I spent so much time in space. Star Wars. Bro, I forgot to mention a ton of stuff when I was talking about Star Wars yesterday. I forgot to mention this fucking guy, Michael. This kid who came up to me and he was like, yo, Atrioc, I love the stream. I love Marketing Mondays. I like Hitman. he was fucking, he recognized me. But the problem is, that was the time so I didn't mention this part either, dude. I totally forgot. So for one of the meals, Ari had me wear a Star Wars in-character tunic. So I was obviously feeling, I don't do that. It's not really a normal. I forgot that I wore this Star Wars. It was like the most, because they sold, so they had like a store there. Like if you decided halfway through the trip that you wanted to fucking join in, like you wanted to feel like you're immersed, they had options for costumes. And like if you wanted to wear like a fucking robe or something, you could. But the most default one they had was like Traveler's Tunic. And so I was wearing the Traveler's Tunic. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? It's fine. It's totally fine because nobody here I will ever see again. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, all right, I'll just get into it because nobody here will ever see me again. And literally, as I sit down, this kid, Michael, comes up to me and goes, are you Atrioc? Oh, I love the content, bro. And this kid's an actual fan because he doesn't even fucking... I mean, he starts talking about videos. Like, he knows Marketing Monday and shit and, like, specific ones. And then, just to prove that he's a fucking fan that I find out later. So he's shy. This kid was pretty young. I'll be honest, this kid was like 16, 15. He had braces. He looked like how I imagine all of you look. He was very shy. And so he was bro, come on. Actually, I think my default's like fucking 22-year-old depressed. If I tend to be honest, my average viewer is probably fucking 22 fucking burnt out. But anyway, it's a 15-year-old kid. A sweet kid, really nice. He comes up to me and I'm like, all right, well, I'm in a fucking tunic. And I'm like, all right, well, thank you so much. And he asked for a picture. And then I had to take a picture. So somewhere out there, I didn't see him post anywhere. I didn't see it on the Reddit or my Twitter. But somewhere out there's a picture of me with this chatter wearing my fucking tunic. And so that was fine. But then, okay, so this is what happens. So later, I'm walking around the fucking atrium in my tunic. Obviously, I'm immersed. Actually, I think I have a picture. Because I wanted to tell you guys about it. So I asked Ari if she found a fucking picture. Let me see if there's me in the tunic. Anyway, I'm walking around and this mom and dad who are dressed up come up to me. And like the dad's dressed like fucking Han Solo. And the mom's like got, I don't know, some kind of like space robe. And they come up to me and they go, are you the guy our son's always watching on YouTube? By the way, still in tunic. And and I'm like, oh, your son's Michael? Yeah. yeah, that I guess that's me. Hello, nice to meet you. And and she starts telling me like nonstop. She's like, yeah, I mean, the dad's like, yeah, our kids just live on YouTube, and it's crazy. And then the mom's like, yeah, and I just hate all that gaming stuff. They're always watching gaming stuff. So I heard about your channel, and he's telling me about your channel, and it's like, it's so great that you do more serious like investing and things like that. And it's like, he obviously told her about a very specific slice of my channel because, while Marketing Monday is a portion of my channel, it certainly isn't serious. Most of the time, it's not even that serious. And then it's not all about investing. But I don't say that to her because I'm not going to narc on Michael. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it pays to do some really good YouTube content. I just feel like that empty calorie trash out there, it's no good for people's brains. I try to help out. And so I, tell her about that. And then she was like, yeah, I mean, he's always dropping. Apparently this kid is just fucking yoinking my opinions from Marketing Monday verbatim and dropping them at 15 years old at the dinner table. He's just straight up having opinions on fucking the Chinese real estate market and shit. And then the parents are like, they were thinking, how the fuck does he know that? Like, where where is this coming from? You're watching YouTube fucking gaming videos all day. And and then they finally asked him, and he told them. Well, actually, he only told them when he saw me on the ship. Apparently, when he saw me on the ship walking around in my fucking tunic, he told him, that's the guy I watch on YouTube. That's the guy that told me about Amazon, using Dude Perfect as NFL coverage and China stuff. And he basically told him. And so they came to talk to me. So that I totally forgot to mention that part, but it was one of the funnier parts of the trip. Oh yeah. I thought it was such a funny interaction. It was interesting. The kid was very nice. But it was funny. And I was like, I need to remember this so I can talk about it when I get home. And so I took out on the very last minute of like the last day when we're like getting ready to depart the ship, I found Michael. I saw him there and I was like, yo, Michael, I took my phone. You got anything you want to say about the trip? I'm going to put it in the YouTube video. Just like as a joke, just like, get a little funny clip from him. And he clammed up, dude. He clammed up bad. He was like, it was good. like it was gonna fucking. So I'm not gonna put it in the video. He was very shy. He got very shy. So I'm not gonna do Michael Dury. I'm not gonna play it. I didn't put him on the spot. But I thought he would say glizzy hands or some shit, and then I'd have an easy outro. I thought he was gonna drop some fucking easy little W, and then I could play it, and then the chat would fucking lose their mind. But he definitely didn't. Could have been elite. Shake my head. Yeah, I guess that's what his parents want. Anyway, super nice. Family was super nice. The parents were super nice, but it was funny. It was a funny interaction. And now it's confirmed that a lot of you out there are just fucking dropping Marketing Mondays on your dinner table. Bro, if you're 15, you don't. It's just. I can't imagine being that kid's dad, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, that was interesting. I thought that it made me lol. I don't think there was anything else that I saw at the event that was not. We never kept that from you. No, I just didn't know if it was real or not. But now I have parental confirmation. They were legitimately confirming. They were very nice though. I love to talk about the Chinese market while munching some nuggies. I want to talk about China today. I was thinking of doing, instead of wins and fails, just a very extended "What's Up Beijing," because there's actually an incredible amount to talk about China. I've been reading a ton about China, And I think nobody is giving any sort of nuanced take on it. Maybe not nobody, but like either people are ignoring it altogether because it's China, who cares? Or they are making videos where it's like, dude, I swear to God. You guys saw the video where it was like China will collapse in 30 days, right? Well, I'm going to get the exact fucking title. China will collapse. Where is it? Yeah, fucking, it's over. China's entire economy is about to collapse. 29 days. This one.
The internet.
This is the original one because I don't think it's a react. China's entire economy will collapse in 34 days. 10 days ago. 24 days for the fucking largest economy by purchasing power parity in the world will be. I will take the over on that. This is all I'm saying. I will take the over. Now, is there absolute trouble brewing in China? Yes. Yes. They are encountering their first real major fucking hiccup in what has been an unprecedented growth story since like the year 2000. Oh my God. Yeah. By the way, this guy's channel, the collapse never ends. This is a month ago. Everyone will be terrified soon. The collapse has begun. China already collapsed. You just haven't seen it yet. That was a month ago. Okay. It's a ticking time bomb. A month ago. The collapse has begun. A month ago. 2 months ago. The collapse has begun. The collapse has begun. The collapse has begun. Everyone will be wiped out 4 months ago. The bottom is close by 5 months ago. The collapse has begun 5 months ago. When is the collapse beginning? Tell me when the collapse begins. 6 months ago. The collapse has begun. China's collapse is far worse. 60% crash coming soon. The collapse has begun. 90% crash coming soon. The mother of all bubbles is coming. China already crashed. You don't know it yet. 8 months ago. A collapse is coming. A collapse is coming or the collapse has begun. Because before that you said it was begun. It's insanely over dramatic. And you can go back farther actually. You can probably go back to fucking yeah, 1 year ago a collapse is occurring. And then before that his channel was 100% 24/7 Tesla pumping. Before he got into the whole the world is collapsing thing, his channel was 24/7 Tesla pumping. Tesla to 7,000. These Tesla killers are crap. GM's Tesla killer? No thanks. It was, so, you know, you gotta balance this shit out. And also when I watched this video, the beginning of it, this because it's been going around. It got 3.2 million views. Because the thing is right now, you know, there's a big audience for just anytime you can say that China's having trouble, people like it. People smile. CCP obviously fucking does many morally reprehensible things. But just the world seems to enjoy news of China doing poorly. And so if you can frame that in a situation that makes everyone think it's all right and that China's doomed, it's all a house of cards, it's all going to collapse, we don't have to worry about China, then people seem to really eat that up. And so it's just doing really well. This guy is really landing on something with that. And so this is his best video on his channel's history. He did 3.2 million views by saying that the entire economy will collapse in 34 days. And I watched it, and again, the very beginning of the video shows a proven false, like, it's like, I can already tell it's fake. because it shows the fucking video of tanks rolling up on banks. And they were like, yeah, China's rolling tanks down the street like Tiananmen Square. And like, I looked into that, and that's not what happened at all. That was a random video from a naval base that they just fucking said was about, the whole thing was already alive. So, U.S. isn't better. Well, what's interesting right now is that, so China is going through some absolutely crazy economic times. And while there is zero shot in my mind that their economy, like China, becomes a failed state, the government collapses and China ceases to exist, they're going to have a pretty rough upcoming, months to years, it feels like, because basically what's happening is the collapse or the unwinding of a massive real estate bubble that has been building up in China for a very long time. China stocks maybe down with their League of Legends to the moon. I'm clipping that when it happens in 200 years. Okay. You're not going to be alive. So you're saying the collapse has begun. No, that's not what I'm saying. By the way, what they're talking about is going from like 6 to 7% growth every year, which is kind of unheard of, to like 2%. And we're on our way to like a 1% growth. Like the collapse they're talking about is a massive slowing down or even slight reversal of what has been insane growth. But it's not. I just think people are wishful thinking on it, is basically my takeaway here is like, it seems very unlikely that it's going to be like, you're going to be an example. It's like if, you were Britain in the 1920s, right? And then you hear about America having this, they have the 1929 Wall Street collapse, which, by the way, put the world in the Great Depression. But imagine you're Britain and you hear about U.S. having the Wall Street collapse, and it's the beginning of the Great Depression. And you're thinking, well, that's it. America's done. It's over. And it's like, even in that extremely bad situation where not only did everything go down and the government mishandled it, but right after that, the U.S. became insane growth, strongest country in the world. You know what I'm saying? That's like the worst case scenario. That you can't really, I think the trend line is too strong. So that's what I'm saying. I think people are, they're wishful thinking too much, but it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I don't want to like dive too deep into it, or maybe I could if I had a fucking visual aid. But basically, so people in China in general don't trust their stock market as much. Like, it's not like, how the average person in America, when they're building their retirement fund or they're investing, or they want to, like, they have extra money they want to invest, they put it in the stock market. Stock market is a very common vehicle for 401k, retirement savings, etc. But in China, not so much. In China, it's almost all about real estate. Real estate is how you build your nest egg for retirement. It's like what you invest in. It's like you put your money towards real estate and housing. And real estate has been going up and 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 up in value. And it's been fueled, this bubble, by the fact that in real estate, all the local governments, so like, like their version of a state, for example, their version of whatever province, they have a local government. The local governments make most of their money not through taxes, which are often hard to collect. And, they're just not, they don't get, the most of it's not from taxes. They get most of their money through renting land. Because in China, you're not allowed to own land. Like you don't own the land. You rent it for 50 years. So the collapse has begun. Yeah, the collapse. Well, in a way, the world collapse is always at some point beginning. Will we get a massive "What's up, Beijing" when the collapse begins? Yeah, we're doing it right now. And so they rent land out to businesses for 50 years. And it is in the local government's interest to spur as much building and development as possible. Like they'll do everything they can to get you to want to rent out the land and build things, because it not only does it increase the amount of stuff happening in their district, which is good for growth, but also they make money off of you renting the land. And so they've been just fucking fueling this crazy bubble of building no matter what. Like, no matter what, even if it doesn't need to be built, they'll build it. They're building things that just, you know, that's where the kind of ghost cities meme comes from. Kind of like Fortnite. Yeah, they're building. Buying a house for 50 years sounds kind of based. Well, that's the thing is, so some of these 50-year deals are finally coming due, and people are like, you weren't serious, right? Like, I don't have to buy it again. It just auto renews, right? Like, people are kind of assuming that it auto renews. Because if you're a business and you bought it for 50 years and then 50 years comes up and you built the building, you're operating out of the building. I'm not going to, what are you going to do? Make me leave? And the market in China is agreeing with that line of thinking, because buildings that have like 10 years left on their lease are selling for the same amount as those that have 50. So the market is operating there as if they're going to let you auto renew, like, for free, which is interesting, because that was their big way of making money. And so they're not going to get renewal fees. They're only going to get money from continuing to build. So they've done all this crazy overbuilding. And because housing is so important there, like people were saying in chat, and there's many cultural reasons too. One of them is that, like, you just can't get married without a house. Housing is very important. It's the way to invest in your future. Everyone does it. You should get a house. You should buy a house no matter what. So people, like, let's say you're 29 years old, you save up some money, you borrow some money from your parents, you put down a down payment on a house. Housing prices there are absurdly expensive. They're way out of whack. So, for example, where like a house in Toronto, which is an incredibly, like, one of the most expensive cities in the West, might be like 12 times the average salary there. Or, you know, the mortgage payment might be 12 times the average salary. In Shanghai, it could be as high as 25 times. Like, the mortgage payment is 25 times your annual salary. So it's getting absurd. Like, the prices in fucking China are crazy. They've been rising and rising and rising and rising. And so the Chinese real estate market has grown to be like, I don't know the exact number of trillion, but it's, let me see, actually, I'll get the exact number for you. It's something like, you know, it's bigger than like the entire GDP of other countries. It's the biggest asset class in the world is Chinese real estate in terms of like the on paper value of what it's listed as. And so if it blows up or it unwinds or it loses half of its value, that's like the biggest loss of money of any bubble ever. So risky, right? And so what happened was they were building so fast and demand was so high that instead of just buying houses, people were buying the right to get a house once it's built. Because developers were incentivized by local governments and everything to just build as much as possible. And so this sort of Ponzi scheme started to develop where local or these builders like Evergrande, these Chinese construction companies, would get a loan, buy a bunch of land, then sell the houses on that land that weren't built yet, and have you start paying the mortgage before the house is built. So you're paying for a house before construction has begun. And they use that cash flow to buy more land and do the same thing. So they're Ponzi scheming like a bunch of... That's what's been happening in China. And that works as long as housing prices keep going up. But I don't know if you guys remember a little thing called 2007 over here, where we said the exact same thing. Everything works as long as housing prices keeps going up. But if they stop going up, which is exactly what's happening in China, you know, they're finally experiencing their first economic stumbling. The ground is shaky. Evergrande, one of the property developers, massively in debt, $300 billion in debt. They overpromised and underbuilt, and they're unable to pay to finish these houses. Some of these construction companies are going under. So Evergrande's one of them, but a lot of them. There's a lot of construction companies that are going under while unable to finish houses that people are still paying for. So there's a bunch of people in China who are paying for houses that aren't even getting worked on. They're paying on a mortgage on houses not being built. So they are starting to protest. And that is where the protest is happening. And again, in China, it's very, very difficult to protest. Protesting is not a common practice in China. And you know what's funny is if you look at the protests, because protesting is so risky there, they still say things like, we support the government, we just want our mortgages paid. You know, it's like they have to specifically chant that, like, the government's great, but and, you know, I mean, internet, there's more internet users in China than anywhere in the rest of the world. I mean, China's internet alone is, you know, like 1 billion users. And so they're all on there and they have massive social medias. But they're all censored. So, you know, every few days, there's been like things going viral on there of these mortgage protests, people like demanding action and like, what the fuck? I'm not going to pay my mortgage if I'm not getting a house built, etc. And all of it gets censored. All of it gets deleted and taken down. And so they're taking to the streets and doing actual in-person protests, which again, in China is risky and rare. Although another thing, I hate to burst some bubbles here. You know, people assume, I think, listen, I think it's hard for me to recognize that as someone who's a pretty critical person of the Chinese government, like probably the most, and any people that I know, like whoever reads about it, has talked about it for a long time, pretty critical of Chinese government. But it's like the fad now. People on Reddit especially, it's like the fad to like say China. And I gotta let you guys know that like something like, for example, social credit is massively, massively, massively overhyped. If you actually look into it, there's not a fucking AI-driven social credit score all over the country that's fucking tracking your protests and giving you negative. Like none of that exists. It's complete bullshit. It's not real. And I'm like the most critical person, and it's like people. The joke on every single fucking Chinese post is like, wow, negative social credit, they'll get you now. And it's like, that doesn't exist. That's not a thing. It's just not. It's like, it was a pilot program in like one province. It's like a pain in the ass to maintain. They're not even doing it. It's social credit doesn't exist. So I don't know. It's just like, I want everyone to understand what's actually going on. And again, you also have to separate the government, which I feel like the thing that honestly, because there's no country, but especially not the United States, who can like stand on like a real great, you know, moral high ground on anything. But the thing that most bothers me about Chinese government is the massive, massive coordinated censorship. That's because every government is fucking up on things like the economy. Every government is doing things that are anti-poor people, anti-average citizens. Norway's probably doing all right, but they have free oil money to give out to everybody. But the thing that I really don't like about China is just a massive, coordinated, almost dystopian level of censorship on everything. You can't talk about things that are critical of the government without it getting censored. You can't compete on an internet-based business in China. I remember, like, my opinion was shaped early on when I worked at Twitch, and we had this big China like team. You know, like it was like a big thing. This is before Amazon even bought Twitch. We're like, we're gonna go into China. We're gonna make Twitch big in China. We're gonna like figure it out. And like that team worked their ass off, and literally like there's nothing you can do. They will not allow you to succeed as a foreign-owned business in China. They would like throttle the internet of like, you couldn't, like the bandwidth would be throttled so that people couldn't, like Chinese competitors would have better internet. Like if you wanted to watch a Chinese stream versus a Twitch stream, there was like a lot of things they did. And it was clearly like a huge money losing sink. We had to abandon it. Let's try. Yeah. What we have to do is get a Chinese company to go 50-50, 51-49 on them owning a subsidiary. Like for example, Disneyland does not own Shanghai Disney. Shanghai Disney is owned by a Chinese corporation, 52%, and Disney owns 48%. So they only can get a cut of of what's going on there. That's why Tencent owns seemingly everything. Yeah, yeah. 151. It's 51.49. Whatever. Yeah, they do these joint ventures, and the joint ventures require you also to like make sure that a homegrown Chinese company not only owns the assets but can like learn about the IP and basically take all the secrets of running it so that they can build it themselves. And so that part's the whack part, and that's stuff I've been critical about. But like in terms of yeah, other things That's not really where I'm. I don't think the social credit thing is. I think it's just massively overblown. So anyway, so people are furious, right? Because they're paying mortgage and things. So they're not paying mortgages. They're going on mortgage strike. And when a bunch of people go on mortgage strike, all of a sudden banks, which lent a bunch of money to developers to build things, who are now in debt going under and are not getting the money from the mortgage payments, banks are running out of money. So when people come in to go to the bank to take out money, some of them are coming up empty. Right now it's just smaller local banks, but it could spread. But like people are going to smaller local banks and trying to take out money, and it's like there's no money. And so now there's like bank runs. People are getting scared for that. So all this stuff is, again, it's simultaneously very bad. And also it is not going to be the end of China, and likely will not even stop them from hitting the same, like from hitting number one GDP in the world at the same pace. So that, in my mind, that is the two fucking time. Oh wait. Oh. Why do people care about not being able to take out physical currency in 2022? Well, you wouldn't care if you went to a bank and you said, "Can I have my money out?" and they said, "There's nothing here." Wouldn't that make you panic? Because if the bank goes under, you lose all your money. You understand? If the bank goes under and you can't get physical currency out, then your money's gone. Because they don't have, like in the US, unless you have millions in the bank, you're generally covered unless the government collapses. Because in the US, if a bank goes under, it's FDIC insured, which means you can get up to $250,000 reimbursed by the government if a bank goes under. So as long as you have less than $250,000, you're good. But in China, that doesn't exist, and they're kind of like making it right now. Like they're trying, like the Chinese government is sort of in panic mode and trying to like calm down the what's going on. So they're doing two big things. Number one is they're cutting interest rates, which is exactly what we did in 2007. It's basically a way to juice the economy, steroids for the economy. It makes everyone take out more loans, build more. It makes borrowing money cheaper. So they're doing that. So they're going to have their own, I think they might even have a, I mean, if they fucking print enough money and do enough fucking interest rate cutting, they might have some boom years like we had. They might even do that. So they're also making a FDIC type thing, but it's only for 15K. So if you have more than 15K in a bank in China, it's not guaranteed. And even that, even less than that might be guaranteed. They're just making it right now. So it's just interesting. It's just like they're definitely not prepared for what's going on. And the real problem is like all their local governments are running out of money. Like the main government has infinite money and they're doing good. But the local governments that relied on selling land for money are like, they have no way to make more money. So they can't like pay for services. 15K won or dollars. I think the equivalent of 15K dollars. What's that thing on your hand? Even my ring? Just pinky promise with the bank and the problem is solved. They don't have taxes that support them. No, well, the thing is, it's just difficult. Collecting taxes in China is, in a lot of provinces, more difficult. Things are, especially outside of the cities. Like most people aren't straight up W-2 income still. So they don't get they don't have a broad enough tax base. Did you visit China? I have not. I'm not sure I should. I think if anyone, listen, I'm not trying to be alarmist, but I just don't know that if I make a bunch of videos talking about negatives of China, that there would be any kind of, I wouldn't want to. And also, right now, no one can because the fucking COVID zero. So the other main thing in China is that they have not abandoned COVID zero still. COVID zero is still in full swing, which means if there's any outbreak of COVID anywhere from even one person, they lock down the whole fucking block, if not the city. And so, while that has allowed them to stay, lower in like the death and case count, it is proving to be a real problem economically. Because when if a factory worker gets sick and you shut down the whole factory, then, then orders aren't getting fulfilled, etc. And so, what's happening is it's really dragging on growth because all these major cities have to keep shutting down or locking down over and over again. And some companies are starting to look elsewhere for where they can manufacture. But anyway, what I want to say is the big knock-on effect, and that's why I think people get too excited when they cheer, is so for example, in 1920, when America was more of the China, when America was the rising power who also did a lot of the world's manufacturing, when America had a fucking economic collapse in 29, it caused the world to enter a global Great Depression. And right now, China's manufacturing is so much bigger than it's bigger than all of Europe combined. It's, I think, more than double America's. They do 7-8 trillion in manufacturing. And if they have a depression or recession, it's going to have, it's impossible to isolate. It's going to have big knock-on effects. Will it pressure them to threaten Taiwan even more? The Taiwan thing, I don't know is 100% correlated to the economic stuff. People say that. I'm trying to research into it. I don't want to comment on if there's a connection there, but they are, no matter what, they're ramping up their Taiwan rhetoric at least. And all the military exercises they're doing. I mean, it seems likely to me that they are not just talking. They want to do a military action on Taiwan within the next 2-3 years. That's what it seems like. That's what everything points to. Which is also the biggest. I mean, these are all the biggest risks in the world. These are the things that have the biggest, scariest knock-on effects. Australia news be freaking out. Yeah, Australia has a real complicated relationship with China because it's one of the biggest places they export to, but Australians seem to really not like him. Will this impact things that are manufactured in China? Yeah. Well, I think right now some of the smarter companies are trying to build a supply chain that isn't totally reliant on China. But it's very hard to do because people have done it only in China for so long. China has the expertise and the factories and the connections and the shipping. And right now it's hard to just be the first company to move and set up somewhere else. But some companies are trying to do it because if there is any action, if there is a Taiwan not a World War III, but let's say there's any type of Taiwan conflict, the world's going to basically split and you can't be getting your iPhones made in China. It just won't, they're not going to allow that to ship out. So they're trying to figure that out. Will this impact Bass Pro Shops across the U.S.? Yes. Great question. Glad you asked that. Bass Pro Shops have a lot of made in China material. And so you'll be able to get as many cheap hats that say, love my trout. Okay? And that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a real, the prices of those is going to go way up. It's time to get serious then. Yeah, rather be fishing. Yeah. So this is probably one of the biggest threats that they face. Will Apple collapse? Why did I say collapse? No, Apple will not collapse. It's the most valuable brand in the world. But if, for example, there was a conflict between the U.S. and China, it would be very bad for Apple. Definitely. Because Apple gets 25% of its revenue or something from selling iPhones in China. It also makes them in China. So it would cause iPhones to be more expensive, and they'd lose a lot of places to sell. It would be very bad for Apple for sure. Samsung going up? What? Yeah, maybe. Um, will we get any more Chinese K-pop? Isn't K-pop imply that it's not Chinese? Who would a China-U.S. conflict be good for? I mean, nobody. Maybe. I mean, not really anybody, right? It's not. There's really nobody that it would be good for. It's gonna split the world into two different like economic camps, and there'll be a threat of nuclear war. You know, it's just bad. There's no good. The sort of rising group is BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, Iran, China. Who else is in BRICS? Oh, India. It's India, not Iran. My bad. Isn't Iran in it though? Let me see. Yeah, Iran's in it. But the big ones, there's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Oh yeah, Hassan will do well. You know what? Oh, Queen Dota, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. We were just talking about Dota. Guys, we were just talking about how Chinese Dota might take it all this year. They're really good at it, and they might take it all. But we don't know. The international, anyone's game. They just lost a major? All right, well, then they're screwed. They're not going to win anything. Yeah, I guess the winner of a Chinese America conflict would be Hassan, who would get another house. That would be the biggest winner. Because he would have fucking 80K viewers a day. What's BRICS? BRICS. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China. It's like kind of it's an economic like group of nations, rising power nations across the globe who are agreeing to trade with each other and like build a sort of counter to the U.S.-led economic system. And the nations in that might do better because they could get a bunch of deals. Like, for example, Russia fighting Ukraine economically was pretty good for China because they got access to like all of Russia's raw materials for cheap because Russia couldn't sell natural gas and oil to Europe. So they just started selling it to China, but China is the only buyer large enough. So they were getting a cheap deal. I feel like this won't end well. Yeah, probably not. Well, we don't know. What's your dream World War III lineup? I think World War III should be fought. Well, I was going to say in League of Legends because then we'd get fucked. NA would be a ravaged. NA would, if we did it in League of Legends, NA would be fucking dead, dude. It'd be over. We can't do it in League of Legends. We would be fucking destroyed. I would rather get nuked than have to fight in League of Legends. I'll take my chances in a bunker. We would get owned, dude. Madden? I don't know. I think maybe Melee. Melee's our best chance. Can we get a Metaverse PvP? Bro, have you seen Metaverse? Did you see let me see if I have this fucking tweet. This tweet, fucking, yeah. This looks like a 2002 Nintendo GameCube release called like World Baby. This is Zuckerberg's post about the Metaverse. We're launching Horizon Worlds in France and Spain today. Looking forward to people explore and build immersive worlds. It looks so bad, dude. It looks so fucking bad. It's just crazy that billions and billions of dollars, an entire pivot of the company, One of the 10 most valuable companies are going to change its name to Meta and put billions into this. And it looks like this. This is they're staking the future of their company on. It's crazy. It's fucking it's crazy. And it all stems from the fact that Mark Zuckerberg has complete control of that company, despite not owning Mark Zuckerberg has dual class shares that he made back when Facebook was small. That means no matter how much he sells, even though he has like only 13% of the company or whatever, his shares all have 20x voting power. So nobody can outvote him. I could own 87% of Facebook, and Zuckerberg, I couldn't tell him what to do. He has complete fucking control of the company. So there's no way to do anything other than what he wants with this it's just crazy. Every investor in Facebook is just hoping that he doesn't make dumb choices. And he's pivoting the whole goddamn company to, thank God he has a good vision. Imagine I own 40% of Facebook or whatever, and I was like, all right, what's the smart thing to do? Smart thing is probably replace Zuckerberg, get a smart, competent, public-facing CEO who's not like a total fucking robot. People who can answer questions and bring confidence to the company, and then focus on doubling down on actually improving, the world-leading services we have in Facebook and Instagram. Stop the bleeding on Facebook of all people under 80. And then on Instagram, you're the biggest social network. Stop fucking randomly pivoting every week to a different TikTok clone. And they're not doing any of that. They're doing fucking the Metaverse. Crazy question, but can the other shareholders sue him or something? No, that's what I'm saying. They can't sue him because he has all the voting rights. It's legal. He has a legal ownership of everything Facebook does. He has the complete rights. They can't sue him. Unless he I don't know, unless you could prove he was not acting in the best interest of the company, in what his mind is. I could talk for a while about how targeted advertising works and why it leads people towards stances such as anti-vax, but it's such a huge issue of the service. Yeah, I mean, okay, but the problem with that is that targeted advertising is here to stay because big corporations love it. So it's happening no matter what. What happened is Apple came in and said, wait a minute, we can get fucking filthier rich off this by fucking cucking Mark Zuckerberg, which I think we're all a fan of. Because everybody wants to cuck Mark Zuckerberg. That's fine. So what Apple did was they started this whole, we're really all about privacy. They started running all these privacy ads. And all they're doing is blocking Facebook from doing targeted advertising. And then Apple's just doing it. They're just doing it themselves. They're going to the companies hey, do you still want to do this? Because we can do it, but Zuckerberg can't. And so it's been one of the biggest growth stories for Apple is this massive growing advertising business. And it's been one of the biggest fucking hammerings of Facebook's revenue. One iPhone setting cost Facebook tens of billions. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's the power of having the monopoly over that. But that's why. I mean, I've talked about this before, but that is why Zuckerberg wants VR to be a thing so bad. Because he's been syndrome. He's been getting beat up by the superheroes that have actual fucking ownership over the end device. When you're a product on a device, when you're just an app on someone's phone, the phone creator has all the power. So he wants to be the guy making the hardware that has the actual ownership of the future. And he's thinking, what's going to beat phones? And the idea was VR. And maybe it will, but it's not happening soon. Kind of like Squidward. Speak to that. How is Mark Zuckerberg kind of like Squidward? the sunscreen. That's actually true. Wait, that's actually true. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a Squidward, like. I can see it. I can see. Oh, you guys can't see it in my face. I'm Squidward. I'm Squidward. I'm Squidward. 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 They're both so handsome. True. True facts. True fucking facts, dude. No way that's real. Oh, that's real. That's fucking real. That guy's fucking one of the 10 rich people in the world. Bro, it's crazy. You go back. We're speaking of the 20s. Speaking of the fucking Gilded Age, you go back to the first big economic collapse, 20s. All of our, we had the same level of income inequality. So one of the big scary things about right now is that we have like a similar level of income inequality to the 20s, right before the Great Depression. And but back then, the robber barons, the rich people in the world, were all like fucking titans of industry. They built fucking railroads and they owned steel and they were all like fucking tough guys with these mustaches. And now our fucking our fucking titans of industry, our fucking guys that own all the wealth in the world, is like Elon Musk tweeting fucking Rick and Morty memes, Mark Zuckerberg making a fucking child Sims app with fucking too much sunscreen, and fucking, you know what I'm saying? What we got a bunch of fucking nerd barons. Robber barons fell off for real, dude. We do have Bezos. Thank God we have Chad Bezos. He's the only one that's got the wherewithal to make workers pee in cups and get ripped. Thank God for Bezos, dude. Still out here doing it like an actual business titan. Legitimately not caring about any employee. He doesn't even fake it. He's the last true baron, dude. All he needs is a big fucking fat honker villain mustache. That's what he needs. He needs to fully complete the arc. He needs a gigantic fucking with twisty ends, yeah. He needs to go full hog. Yeah, and carry around big bags of money that have dollar signs on them. That'd be sick! Dude, if he's gonna be cartoonishly dragon level wealthy, he should do that. He should walk around with fucking gigantic bags of money and a big handlebar mustache and out of my way, pores. That would be awesome. At least make it fun. I'm so sick of having to see fucking more Elon Musk tweets about the narwhal baconing. I guess Bill Gates is kind of doing it too. Bill Gates is low-key, sneaky. I mean, it's tough because Bill Gates, more than other billionaires, has done a lot of good with charity, but he's also buying up like incalculable tracts of U.S. farmland and basically planning to stay fucking incredibly wealthy for all time. So I don't know. And like despite quote unquote giving away money, he hasn't really lost. Like he's still as wealthy as ever. Despite not having invented or done anything new since he got wealthy. So it's not really giving it away, you know? Somehow it seems to stick. Oh, yeah. Relevant meme. Amazon profits, greedy warehouse workers who need to use the bathroom, and then poor Jeff Bezos, dude, barely clinging on. This is true. This is based. The fucking greed. The absolute fucking just insane hubris and greed from these workers. He gets more hate than he deserves. You mean Bill Gates? Yeah, the problem with Bill Gates is that, like, some people think that he fucking puts microchips in vaccines and listens in on your fucking Dreams, you know, and that, that's the problem. The problem is like any like regular look at Bill Gates and finding real criticisms gets drowned out by like, yeah, he's a fucking part of the Illuminati here to fucking. That's the. I think there is something concerning about a billionaire, a single billionaire owning a massive, massive chunk of the U.S. farmland and like where we get our food supply, basically anticipating that it will grow ever more valuable as the world enters a dark period. And then everyone's like, yeah, man, he drinks the blood of virgins. Yeah, exactly. America is retreating to the feudal system. Hey, we got a corporate minimum tax passed. That was kind of good. 15% corporate minimum. They can't go under it. They have to at least pay 15%. That's kind of hype. Just passed. Could be more. The big thing that I think corporations are afraid of that they've pushed off for a long time but might actually happen is a global minimum tax on corporations. This would be fucking awesome. Basically, it would be every fucking country agreeing that you can't just go to Switzerland and book all your profits there so you don't have to pay taxes on it. You can't just go to a low tax country and just not like, because right now Apple's like headquarters is basically in fucking Ireland or something. And because it's a low tax country, and they're like, yeah, everything we made from all the iPhones all over the world, all these profits are booked in Ireland. And it's like, it's obviously fucking horseshit. And so there's been talk of this global minimum where all the countries just agree. The problem is the low tax countries don't want to agree because it's great for them. It's fucking awesome. Because instead of getting 15% of nothing, they get, 2% of billions. They get a fuck ton of these massive companies. But it's a race to the bottom because it means every country has to compete across the globe to have the lowest taxes for corporations. And so a global minimum would be fucking goated. And there has been progress on that front. And hopefully it's, they keep trying to stop it. Corporations hate it, but it might actually happen. And if so, then tax havens overnight will be pretty much dead. And corporations would have to book profits in the country they sold in, which would just be really great. It would just help a lot. It would be more tax revenue than like anything you would put on regular people. What do you think of value-added tax in the U.S.? Value-added tax, if you guys don't know, is where they put like, surcharges on certain products. Generally, they're really bad because they're like way worse on poor people. Like if like a fucking candy bar costs an extra $2 or whatever because of VAT, for a rich person that doesn't matter. They don't feel that at all. But for a poor person, they feel that a lot. So value-added taxes are generally pretty regressive. They're not good. But they're hard to dodge. That's why governments like them. It's because people have to buy stuff. And so you put out a VAT and it's like people get mad at the company they're buying from for having expensive candy bars and soda and everything, People don't get mad at the government. When you raise taxes like regularly, people get really mad because they're like, there's a big tax bill. But a value-added tax, it's sneaky. That's why they do it. You exempt food and stuff. I'm just saying whatever you put VAT on. Isn't it kind of good sometimes because it's usually on unhealthy stuff? Yeah. But the problem is right now is not even that like we need to make unhealthy stuff more expensive. Right now, unhealthy stuff in America is artificially cheap because we give an insane fuck ton of free money to farmers who grow like corn and wheat. And so they are incentivized to make as much shit with that as possible, like corn syrup and fucking heavy carb products and all these subsidies. So if we just cut these free subsidies, the market, which is already, like even with this stuff being incredibly cheap, people are already trending towards more healthy options. Like soda, people are drinking less soda than ever. Because soda in general is pretty fucking bad for you, like to drink all the time. I'm not saying you can't have. I have soda at the movies. That's when I have soda. Whatever. You have soda. I don't give a shit. I'm not your fucking dad. I'm just saying soda's pretty bad for you. And people are already drinking less of it than ever. Soda is already in the decline, even though it's still super cheap. Because people have kind of realized, like we've already get antibodies, that soda's just kind of not that good. You can't drink it all the time. And so people are drinking less. And that's with it being super cheap. If they were fucking to change these subsidies, it would be more appropriately priced and it would go off the cliff even more. Eggs, dairy, and meat would cost so much people would lose their mind. Yeah, probably. They're already going up. Yeah, but again, you could probably focus the subsidies. Farmers are already owned / contracted with big companies. Yeah, I mean, there's not that the myth of like the family farm is pretty dead. Most family farms exist as like they're first of all, they're wholly owned or partly owned by massive corporations, and then a few massive food companies, and then they use the family farms to offload risk. So like, if there's something that's gonna be, they want to make it really fucking cheap, but they don't want they don't want to get in trouble for making it too cheap or like having lax safety standards. They go to a family farm and say, you've got to do it. We're looking the other way. Get it to us at this price or else. Like, you have to get it at this price. And then the family farm is like basically forced to do whatever they can, cut whatever corners they can to get this food product at a certain price to the corporation. And then if the government investigates, like, hey, you're doing unhealthy things or you're being unsafe or whatever, then the big corporation doesn't get in trouble. The family farm does. That's like that's the grift. Thoughts on the world's biggest climate change bill being passed? Are you talking about the Inflation Reduction Act or what? What are you talking about? Which big climate change bill? Do you think this is more common in the USA? Yeah, for sure. Cheap chicky nuggies. Cheap chicky nuggies. Cheap chicky nuggies. Yeah, I think. Listen, I think overall it's a good bill. I've been pretty open about that. I got fucking bunch of comments saying I'm just like a fucking like slob. Like I literally. Do you guys remember the fucking we did the Photoshop contest, Me Love and Stands, and one of my entries was a picture of Joe Biden saying I have dementia. Like, I'm not a fucking Biden apologist here, but when there's progress, when there's an actual fucking like, first of all, we've been in a situation for years where especially for Biden right now, because not a single Republican will vote for anything he does ever. He gets 0 Republican votes on they just don't want him to get any legislation passed. But overall, broader picture, Trump, Biden, Obama, we've been in a situation where like almost nothing can get passed. The government just can't pass things unless they have like a ton of free money for corporations in them. Because whatever party is not in power will vote against, and it just becomes very difficult to make any progress on fucking anything. And so the fact that this passed the House, the Senate, and got signed and is actually going to happen, and like includes some things that are solutions or beginnings of solutions to problems of real things. It's nice. It's nice to see actual things being done. A completely divided government just means we get farther and farther behind on everything because we don't do anything. I think Joe Biden's having like really paid attention to what he's been doing. The biggest problem with Joe Biden for me is like he is old and looks old. And when he talks, it's not inspiring. And it feels like he's about to, he just feels like weak when he's talking. And, you know, like and it's tough to rally people behind him. That's like, I think honestly, in terms of what legislation he's passed, the one I have the biggest problem with was that every governments, every U.S. government that's been in power for the past like fucking 20 years has been complicit in getting to this point we're at with inflation, because we've made interest rates lower and lower and lower, and we've printed money ever since 2008. I mean, we've it's all part of it, but Biden and Trump specifically have passed multi-trillion-dollar bailout packages that definitely caused inflation to be as high as it is right now, and that was a big mistake. And that was the only bill that Biden passed that I was really, if you're looking back, it's like probably the biggest mistake. But outside of that, I haven't had a big problem with him, and I like the Inflation Reduction Act. He needs to lean into the dark Brandon sunglasses. Reportedly, he just did 20 miles at a 5-minute pace. That's insane. He did 20 miles at a 5-minute per mile pace? I don't believe it. Not even that he's old. I don't, who the fuck would do that ever? I can't think of a single president that could do that. There's no shot. That's not even, that's ridiculous. I don't even think he could bike that. Maybe on a bike. Bro, that's fucking crazy. 5-minute miles really fucking good. No, there's no shot, dude. Lincoln for sure. Dude. Biden is actually the Flash. Anyway, yeah, I think it's his biggest problem. But anyway, yeah, the act has some good stuff for battling climate change, but it's very little, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like what we probably would need. But okay, it's a step. It's got some. There's not a lot in the bill that I don't like, and I really like the tax stuff. I fixed the mic. Biden is trying to outrun the Grim Reaper. That's dark. Okay. He's doing fine. He's doing fine on that. Atrioc, you seem to not really like really, really rich people. Bro, I don't, it's like, it's funny because I have half my brain that's like, I read business books all the fucking time. And like, I study case studies of business, and I've talked about this before, but like, I have no problem with a world where Jeff Bezos makes more money than me. Because Jeff Bezos, despite being, cartoonishly out of touch rich person, obscene wealth, in terms of some business decisions, was incredibly smart. Like, it's tough to balance. People are, nuance is hard when you're talking about anything like this. He did some really smart things, and he didn't even start from he started from a very privileged position, but not nearly as privileged as some other people. Like, he didn't have an emerald mine father. He just got a $100K loan, which, like, you know what I'm saying? There's people on Twitch that have $100K right now that aren't going to build Amazon. Amazon which is a smart idea. And so it's like, I don't have a problem where he's richer than me. I have a problem with obscene levels of wealth. And the thing, like, I think I've always talked about the Jay-Z rule as kind of a joke, but like, I sort of believe it. I feel like they should cap wealth at a certain level that is far beyond what any human could hope to spend. You know, if he was capped at 800 million, whatever, you'd there be so many more millionaires. Like, wealth would be so more distributed. There'd be so many more businesses. People would start more companies. Just capping that alone. But instead, it keeps concentrating in fewer and fewer hands. It's just bad. I really like, the competition aspect of business. I hate the monopoly aspects. And the thing I really don't like, the thing I hate the most of all of the fucking ways that rich people have sort of corrupted the tax and legal system to like benefit themselves, never losing money. I hate the way we do inheritance tax. I hate it. The thing that makes me most angry about the system of the way we have capitalism is that people they can make a company, they can make an idea, they can build something, they can get super fucking rich off it. Fine, great, good for you. It was a good idea. And then their fucking kids and grandkids and great grandkids are rich forever off that. I fucking hate that. Makes me sick. I hate inherited wealth. I hate the fucking constant fucking trickle down of only rich people to rich people's kids who didn't do anything. Yeah, like the dynasties of wealth. The fact that like there are 32 fucking Walmart kids, there are 32 Waltons who are all on the billionaires list, none of whom are working on Walmart. They aren't doing any work. There are 32 billionaire Waltons. And they're like the great grandniece of fucking Sam Walton. They haven't done shit. That shit's so bad. It's so bad. It's called passive income, Giga Chat. That's what it is. It's passive income. You're just raging because you got a bad spawn. I got an incredible spawn, dude. A fucking white dude in America. Fucking during a time of global peace. Parents happy, healthy. Not rich, but my spawn's not bad. But I just don't think it's, I don't know. I hate the idea that like someone is, there's just so much wasted talent who didn't get born with fucking crazy riches. And then the people with crazy riches can kind of like snowball coast their way to fucking big success. I mean, yeah, we all get to leave it. We literally, every single person here got to live during the Among Us era, during the Fortnite era. We got to see Ninja play with Drake. We're the luckiest group of people in human history. You could have been a king in the medieval times, the most powerful king, and you never get to watch Ninja play Fortnite once. And your life would be empty compared to now. Count your blessings, dude. Count your fucking blessings. Your viewers are too young to remember the Fortnite era? No, they fucking remember it and they miss it. They're actually nostalgic for a Fortnite era 2 years ago. Who should get the wealth once a rich person dies? Yeah, we should have a heavy inheritance tax. The state. You have to find some way to refresh the fountain. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to. Otherwise, it will literally ossify and stay in a few small hands forever. It doesn't leave. It is too easy when you have enough wealth to passively get more wealth. 80%? Yeah, I'd be in favor of that. I mean, there used to be like, not even that long ago. You look at like the 40s, 50s, 60s. Like the top income tax rate was like 75%, 75, 80%. It was super fucking high. And they were still the richest people by far. But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about maybe you keep the income tax a little lower at the highest percent, maybe. But you have a massive inheritance tax that is like strictly enforced. Actually, truly, no loopholes, strictly enforced. Because then you just greatly reduce the chance of these dynasties. all wealth should keep pooling until one person has it all. And then they win the capitalism. That'd be sick. That'd be fucking sick, dude. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his father's emerald mine? Wait, let me read the rest of that. That's fucking fire. No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everybody. Yes, you're right. That's funny. Couldn't you just transfer wealth to an LLC and then pass off ownership prior to death? Yeah, but you'd own the LLC, and that would be considered the wealth that's taxed and broken up when you died, assuming it was properly enforced. And then if you tried to hide the LLC, that would be considered tax fraud, and then you could be in trouble and get a fine. The inheritance of houses is the main way the middle class has created wealth. Yeah, listen, I understand that we could probably find a way to make it only apply to certain, 12 million or above or whatever. And maybe that's the solution. But I also want to say that, that's all thinking within the current system where, the middle class is just playing a bad, low-limit version of the game the rich are playing. The middle class is just desperately trying to cling on to any sort of wealth because they're slowly seeing the ground shift under their feet while the rich take all the money. And it's like, if it was a different environment where the rich weren't hoarding everything, the amount of extra opportunity and wealth to go around would mean you weren't so, your kids would have opportunity in a way that didn't require you to give them the family house so they could survive. That's what I'm trying to say. We need to have no inheritance tax on the middle class now, because if you don't, there's no way for their kids to even have a house. But in a world where opportunity is more equitably distributed, yeah. I saw a stat. This is going to be in wins and fails, but I'll just say right now. A stat. They interviewed, it was Consumer Reports. They interviewed Gen Z, and 86%, I think. I wrote it down. Let me see. 84% of Gen Z is praying for a housing crash. Bro. It's so funny. We got a problem here. We got a fucking problem here. Who are the 16%? Rich kids. Praise. Because there's no path to getting a house without it. At least millennials that have boomer relatives. There's about to be a big transfer of wealth from boomers to millennials as they die. Boomers are dying like crazy. But Gen Z's not getting it. What's crazy is that I could see a world where millennials become the new boomers. Gen Z becomes the new Gen X. So nobody really knows what to do with you guys. And then Gen Alpha is going to be the ones fucking hating millennials. They're going to be fucking pissed at us. Because, no, not aging. You're not understanding the metaphor. The thing about boomers is there's a fuck ton of them. There's a ton of boomers. And so because of that, they had massive voting power. Or they do have massive voting power, but they did especially. And so as boomers went through their lives, they had this big chunk of boomers. And they voted for everything that was good for them. And they got into the government and did a bunch of things that are good for boomers. And the next big, if you look at the demographic chart where it blobs out, where there's a lot of people, the next big blob right now is millennials. The most common thing you can be in America right now is a 30-year-old man. The next common 30-year-old woman. Next common, 31-year-old man. Next common, 31-year-old woman. Like that is the most common thing. Me. I am right in the middle, dude. I'm right in the fucking middle of the demographic bump. There's a lot of millennials. And so as millennials get older and boomers die and pass on the wealth, millennials will probably become the new boomers, which I'm looking forward to as someone who wants everyone to passively vote for things that are good for me. Avocado toast subsidies. I cannot wait for the first millennial president to fucking start mandating cheap avocado toast. So this is me like thinking through what the demographic numbers mean, but I can see Gen Alpha being super fucking hateful of millennials in 20 years. I think 20 years, we're going to be in a spot where they already are. They don't know what they're and yeah, I feel like Gen Z, because Gen Z is not that big of a generation. Let me see. I think Gen Z might get the Gen X treatment. You guys are going to be on fucking Meta book in 2035 being like, Gen Z is the perfect generation because we were right in the middle. We knew about the things millennials knew about, but also we knew about TikTok. And and that's why Gen Z is the coolest. You guys are going to be you're going to be the middle boys. You're going to be like exactly what Gen X does on every fucking Facebook post. It's giving truth on God for real. My kids are going to be Gen Alpha. Yup. My kids will be Gen Alpha. Little shits. And I'm going to raise them on fucking Fortnite too. I'm going to make my kids the fucking worst. Or maybe one of them. I'll have one kid, I'm going to raise them wrong. And then one kid I'll raise right. And I just want to see, it'll be a social experiment. I'm going to have one kid, I'm just going to make them fucking, they're going to game from minute one. I want them to be an influencer too. I'm going to say, yeah, you need to be an influencer. I'm going to give them an iPad the fucking second they're out of the womb. The second they're out of the womb, I'm going to give them an iPad. I'm going to put every fucking game in the world on it. They're going to learn, they're going to watch fucking Annoying Orange 24/7. They're going to be a Ludbud for sure. He'll be, well, when Ludwig gets into his, who's that guy that does Among Us shit now that we watched? What's his name? Who's the YouTuber that pivoted to fucking Sunday? Yeah, when Ludwig is in his Sunday era, my kids are going to watch the shit out of him, dude. Yeah. When Ludwig's doing his Sunday shit, my kids are going to be huge Ludbuds watching Ludwig fucking do Kids GeoGuessr and fucking... Yeah, I'm going to make one of the kids a toy reviewer, obviously for easy fucking money. Easy cash, baby. Lil A's YouTube channel, opening toys. Oh, man, I'm going to fucking make racks. Ewing's toy review. Lil A's toy reviews. The F in GH stands for family. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. He's going to surpass you? Bro, I'm not going to be fucking streaming when I have... I mean, if I do, it'll be a hobby. I was going to say I'm not going to be streaming when I have kids, but like, I guess I'm not too far from kids, cosmically. And Northern Lion has kids, and he's fucking funny as shit. So I'm thinking, all right, it's not impossible. And Tim the Tatman and all those people. So maybe I'm not, maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, and Mango's the GOAT and he has a kid. Dude, Mango, I love Mango, dude. I'm such a Mango fan. Mango winning another tournament is just the fucking coolest thing you can do. What's up, Vale? None of these people have real jobs in stream. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. You're 100% right. But it doesn't mean I have to stream as much as I do. Whatever. Also, like, we don't understand is that NVIDIA is feast or famine in terms of how busy it gets. In the busy periods, it's fucking insanely, overwhelmingly busy. And then when it's not, it's actually like a great work-life balance. Like a great, I don't know. Like it's not like all the time. It is not like a total burnout culture, but it is like, hey, everyone's all hand on decks. So I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see like a period where I'm not going to be so fucking stressed about it. And I no longer have to plan for the wedding. Like the marriage is done. I put the ring on it. I'm locked. So I'm feeling like I'm getting over a hump of where I was really stressed. I have a bright outlook on the future. I'm not depressed. I'm not aware. Atrioc, you legit missed the bag holding era of Twitch where it's calm and great. What do you mean? What is the bag holding era of Twitch? I feel like the bag holding era of Twitch is the last 2 years. Ever since COVID. I feel like almost anyone can get a fucking... Not almost anyone. That's actually insane for me to say. It's actually insane for me to say. But I do feel like Twitch has grown like doubled or tripled, and so there's way more viewers to go around. Back in the day, I feel like there was like 8 streams. When I worked at Twitch, it was like there was like fucking Rainad and Crip and Legendary Leah and fucking Lyric. And like after that, everyone had fucking 2 viewers. And now there's like 40K, 12K, 20K, 5K, 4K maybe right here. 3K is 1K. Like there's a big broad. It's like a broader. All I'm saying is like there's ranges instead of like 5 people that are big and no one else. Well, there's also more streamers than ever before, so I don't know. Everyone's trying to do it. Actually, the kid Michael that I met on the cruise ship or the cruise ship, the prison spaceship in Florida. His parents said he was trying to stream, so everyone's trying to do it. Oh, you mean internal? You mean working at Twitch? Oh, you're saying? Oh, he was a staff. Zimbo's staff. You're saying the bag holding era of working at Twitch? Yes. No, I missed that. I did. I worked at Twitch in the growth era of Twitch, pre-acquisition, and then right after the acquisition, where Amazon was super fucking on it, and it was like everyone was stressed, and there was a lot happening. The most stressed I've been in all of my work life is when we launched the first TwitchCon, and I was on a team of like 6 people that had to do all of the marketing for a new con that had no way to sell tickets. That was fucking, and I was like 22, 23. Bro, I was like sleeping at the office. Cause like every day we would check the ticket sales and like have to try to come up with a new way to sell. Cause like, how do you get people excited about a con when there's no pictures of the last con? And Twitch wasn't as big as it is now. And nobody knows what's going to happen there. It was fucking crazy. We were like building it as we go. Like every day we'd find out of like what they were making for the con and try to find a way to market that. We did sell the tickets. I'm very proud of how we did there, but it was very stressful. And the team was so fucking small. Love lying. Yeah, we just lied. I think we did, dude. I mean, I'm sure half the shit we said was going to happen at TwitchCon didn't happen. I don't remember because the first TwitchCon was blurred for me. But I remember like everything that was even an idea, we were like, let's talk about that. We would like fucking start marketing that. I went to that TwitchCon because it was next to my work at Moscone. What's up, Jarvis? I remember that TwitchCon. I was kind of sad because so all my boys that were at my bachelor party, all my high school friends, you know, I had moved to California. I just got in my car and driven there basically to try and make it in esports. And I think the assumption was that I was going to fail. You know, my boy Lorenzo just told me about this. Like, they kind of assumed that I was a dumbass and probably not going to make it. Like, you know, like I think that was probably the assumption. And so the fact that I got the job at Twitch and then it was doing pretty well, they were kind of happy for me. So everybody from my boys came out to, fuck me, dude. God damn Spectrum. I fucking hate Spectrum with my life. Fuck Spectrum. God damn it. Am I back? Am I back? Fuck Spectrum on God. On God, fuck Spectrum. Dude, I'm paying for the fucking Supreme business package. They lied to me. Bro, it's the same problem. I literally went to them and I was like, all right, look, whatever it takes, I'll pay it. Give me the fucking business package. I'll pay it. You fucking scammed me for the last time. Do you at least have audio? And the internet monopoly. You know what? Forget everything I said about fixing America and fixing the wealth tax and fixing inheritance. Just make it so that the internet monopolies get broken up and I'll call it even. Jeff Bezos can have $400 trillion as long as I can have good internet. That's it. That's all I want. That's the trade. I've given up trying to fix capitalism and fix competition. Let's just fucking give me good internet and I can fucking spend my time playing games and looking at things online. That's my deal. All right. I will live as a serf to Jeff Bezos's Amazon empire as long as I can stream. The average Americans deal with the devil? No, because the average American doesn't make that deal because that deal doesn't exist. The average American asks for that deal, and then the company goes, nope. And the American goes, all right. Well, I tried. And that's it. And then we don't get anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a deal. There's no deal. The deal isn't signed. We just lose. How do we get good internet competition when it's not advantageous for service providers? Service providers literally spend money lobbying local governments to make it so they don't have competition. People would set up competition, but they have regulated local government monopolies. So like the cost of setting up a new service is so unbearable and gets fought legally that no one else can do it. At what point should the government get involved with breaking up monopolies, or do they not do that anymore? They don't do it anymore. They used to do it all the time, and it led to like a fucking golden era of capitalism with the most rapid growth for the average person, a 30-year period of unrivaled growth. They don't break them up anymore. Oh yeah, so my friends didn't think that it would work out, my trip to California, right? And so I get the job at Twitch and it's going well. And for TwitchCon, they all came out and kind of surprised me, my boys, and they were all at TwitchCon. But I was so fucking, I remember, there's probably a photo of it. It's actually my, wait, I think, my offline screen is me from that first TwitchCon where I was on stage playing Melee. Let me see. Is this it? I guess this is it. This is the first TwitchCon. I guess it doesn't look that different. But I was so fucking tired. I guess I don't look that fucking tired, but I was. I was so fucking exhausted. So all my friends showed up and they like wanted to hang out and do stuff. And I was just running around TwitchCon working the entire time. I was working all day, every day, both days of TwitchCon. And then I passed out. So I barely saw them. I was very aware. Mm. Yeah, I was chugging energy drinks. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Mm. You signed your employee contract at TwitchCon? That's that's hype. Shindigs. Was this the same one where you lost like 8K? No fucking way. 8K? I didn't have 8K in 2015. You looked extra gamer back then? I look almost the same, dude. What do you mean extra gamer? Because I'm standing next to fucking StarCraft 2? Wait. Oh, 8K on options. Oh, yeah. I lost 8K on options way later. Like, it was E3 2017 or something like that. 2016? Just more poor. You looked more Sigma back then? Thanks, man. All I know is I look really tired, and I definitely was fucking tired. What did you do? Yeah, I lost 8K on Neo options. Not Neo, IQ. Chinese Netflix. I lost $8,000 the first time I ever tried options. I had a fucking sure bet on Chinese Netflix. And I did. You know what? I don't think the stock even went down that much. It was more like I didn't buy stock. I bought fucking options that expired in a week. And I fucking... It was just bad, dude. It was awful. Awful. Total gut punch. And I did not have fucking... I mean, that was a lot of money to me, especially then. 8K. Now I spend 8K on fucking Star Wars cruises. But back then, 8K, dude, I remember feeling like the wind knocked out of me, dude. It felt so bad. Did you guys see that Michael Burry, the guy that, the Big Short guy, the Christian Bale Big Short guy? He's a bit of a wacko, but he does have good insight on the markets. He sold every single stock and option that he owns and just bought stock in a private prison company. His big bet on the future is that private prisons will be more profitable. He knows something we don't. Yeah, that's his next Big Short on the world. Based. So based. Finally, someone stands up for the little guy, the private prisons. I hate that prisons have a profit. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. There shouldn't be for-profit prisons. Unless I get the money, right? Then it's fine. Maybe he knows all the billionaires are going to jail. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. He's investing in private prisons because he knows they're going to arrest the 4 or 5 billionaires that own all the wealth. Private prisons, the true American underdog. Yep. Finally, someone speaks out for them. Thank God. The thing about private prisons, same thing with like a lot of the privatized shit that's for public use. Like, not only is it awful to have these type of things ran for profit when they are like public goods, but also like it incentivizes them to cut corners at every turn. So these private prisons are like offering the absolute lowest quality food to prisoners. They're like, they're cutting every possible service. There's no attempt at rehab. It's like they're all trying to, because they're all running it for profit. So everything they don't spend on the prisoners and their care is better for the fucking, their bottom line. So it just leads to like the argument is usually like, oh, the government will do a bad job. If you make it privatized, they'll do a good job. But they don't. All they do is do a profitable job. They just make money for their owners, but they're incentivized to actually do a bad job. The worse job they do, the more money they get because government contracts are cushy. The CEOs make 1,000 of an employee. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. No, private prisons are just awful. They're just morally reprehensible and don't work. That's the double whammy. I talk about this all the time, but like, there are things, there are times in history where like, there have been things that were like morally bad, but you could at least see how someone benefited, or like how the country benefited. Like, I'm trying to think of like an example that makes somewhat sense. I don't know, like the fucking Panama Canal, maybe, where it's like the way they built it is very morally questionable, but it benefited the United States a lot economically. So I can see why they did it. I don't agree with it, but I can see why they did it. Or like, I don't know. I'm just, I can't think of a top example, but like examples of that. Or railroads. Yeah, like railroads. Like, yeah, the way railroads were constructed, but you can see like, but it was a mass benefit for the nation. So I can see like they hurt another group, morally wrong, but it benefited everyone in the nation. But what it's crazy is like so many things now are both morally reprehensible and don't work. So it's the double whammy. It's like it's bad for everybody but one owner, and it is just disgusting. It's disgusting morally. So there's no salvaging it. There's no like pragmatic argument. Yeah, Middle East oil is a great example. All the shit that America did in the Middle East earlier, not Iraq or Afghanistan, because we didn't get any oil off that, really. It was just a big fucking quagmire and a mess. But like the things like American partnerships with the Saudi oil families. That's like, those families there's no moral reason to be in business with them. But I can see pragmatically why it makes sense for a nation to have access to the energy that Saudi Arabia has. I get it. Like, I get why they made those deals, and I get why it made oil cheaper in America. And at the end of the day, I can at least understand pragmatically why it happened, even if I don't agree with it morally. But like something like the war in Iraq or something like that, where it was like just a massive waste of money and accomplished almost nothing. It's that, then there's no gain. It doesn't help anybody. It just got people killed and gave a bunch of money to military contractors. All that shit. You know what I'm saying? I think we've been in an era for a while where it's like, there's not even pragmatism, let alone a moral high ground. There's just both are bad. And that's the worst thing you can be, because it's amoral and ineffective. Do you think Chat could be a good president? You want me to be honest? Yes. Yes, of course you guys would be a good president. Of course. Oh, that's actually a good video idea. Nobody yoink. Twitch. Oh my God, it's a good video idea. We're going to do it this week. Twitch is president this week. I'm going to get all of the major like political choices, and we're going to have Twitch vote on it. And we're going to see what the result is, what kind of president Twitch chat would be. That's a good fucking video. Wow. I can't believe I just thought of it right now. Skroinked. Twitch plays president. That's fucking sick. All right, I'll do it this week. Just take a political spectrum from this. I want it to be like fucking questions. Elden Ring Earls are sad. I'll do Elden Ring as well. I have to beat it. God damn it, I have to beat it. Papa, thank you for all the subs today. Appreciate it, boys. I'm sorry if I missed any gifties. Papathon, thank you for the gift. Papathon 2023 VIP is your name. Thank you for the gifted. Shinix, thank you for the 17 months. Or 24 months. Call me a libertarian streamer. Are you a son now? Fuck you, Shindig. Nuke Florida. The 9-axis test. Maybe we could do that. Didn't you beat it when you beat Melania? No, there's a lot more of the game, I think. Melania was like just a fucking side boss that's super, super strong. You got me to buy Hitman and play it, and then Aspects Video got me to speedrun it. Thank you, Big A. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed. That's awesome. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the game. It's really fun. Actually, I missed the Big A that didn't pander the woke left. I think the problem is that everything I say pisses off both people. I don't think I have that many like alt-right people. I don't think I have any. Actually, I think right-wing is pretty underrepresented in my chat, just because it's underrepresented Gen Z in general. But because I don't, I don't know. I feel like I always say one thing that makes the side that was agreeing with me before hate me. But it's not centrist. It's just that I'll have a strong opinion on one thing, and then I'll say, but also this. And then it'll make the person that agreed with my strong opinion on the first side don't like me. Because nuance. Like, even people that are like fucking... One of my biggest stances that I really disagree with the Chinese Communist Party. Like, I have openly issues with how they do business and how their government. But when I say something like social credit's not real, it's fake, then I get people that are like calling me China apologist. Like, I'll have, no matter what side that I'm on, I'll say something that's like I'm trying to be actual factual, and people will get mad at me. Or like when I did a video about the Elon Twitter thing, the first video I made was like, you know what? Twitter's a pretty poorly run company. Twitter has been doing bad for like 10 years. It's not impossible that Elon taking it over could, you know, it could be a benefit. It could turn the company around or at least change things. He could at least attract engineering talent. I said that. I got not as many, but I got some comments saying I was fucking sucking Elon's dick. And then the next video I made was like about how he was backing out and fucking being an idiot and like gonna owe $45 billion and like completely misread the contract and yeah, and how the bot thing was basically a big fucking misdirect. And then I got a bunch of people saying, "Oh, you're fucking libtard. Elon's the king." You know what I'm saying? Like I have basically threaded the line to where I am least likely to get a bunch of happy viewers. I feel like I have designed my content around making anyone who was agreeing with me before mad at me and getting no snowballing viewership. It's the worst for business. What I should do, if I really just wanted to fucking lie and make money on YouTube and Twitch, I should just sit here and talk about how China's fucking doomed. It's fucking over. Elon's actually pretty smart. Elon's got it all figured out. You know, I should just literally just pander, dude. I just fucking pander. I should just say capitalism, or if I go on the capitalist side, I should say capitalism 100% bad, capitalism 100% evil. There is no good from it. We have to dismantle it. It's the cause of every problem. You know what I'm saying? But I don't believe any of that. Like, I actually like the competition part of capitalism. I think it's brought a lot of good to the world. I don't like the fucking calcified wealth inequality. But when you say that, everyone's like, fuck you. You know, it just no, there's no good. Andrew Atrioc, you were spitting for a second, and then I lost it. So, yeah, I thought about it, but I've decided, I guess, listen, wait till I need money. Once I need money, I'll say whatever, dude. I'll say whatever, dude. I'll be fucking, there's going to be a thumbnail. China's literally collapsed 14 days ago and you didn't know about it. And it's a picture of Xi Jinping on Winnie the Pooh's body in a tank shooting at a bank. Social credit minus 10,000 and laser eyes. Bitcoin saves this. That's what that's my next fucking thumbnail. But I don't need it right now, so I'm not going to do it. Although there's all different areas you can pander. Like I could pander, you want to pander to LSF, you do the absolute coldest take. If you want to have the hot take for LSF, Make your take be as absolute cold as possible. Go to Reddit, read comments, see what the most common, most basic ass take is, then say it like kind of brave. Say it like kind of brave to chat. Like, I don't know why everyone's not talking about this, but I think Amber Heard's a bitch. And then you're fucking 10 million upvotes, dude. Then you're 10. It's so easy. It's the most, and everyone's like, yes. Just take the most popular Reddit take, say it verbatim, and LSF will give you 10 million upvotes. Yeah, or you know what? I think climate change is a problem. I think climate change, you know what? Someone's got to say it. I think we should try and do something about it. That's just me. Yeah. Holy based? Yeah, you basically just read Reddit opinions back to chat. And then because LSF is Reddit, they like those opinions and it goes to the top. People just like hearing their opinions repeated. Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. Fuck it, I'm saying it, dude. Politicians are corrupt sometimes. Fuck it. Y'all say it. I think politicians are a little bit corrupt. I'll be the first to say it. I'll fucking stand up and say it. I feel like sometimes they fucking don't do what the people want. Sue me, okay? Crucify me for this. But sometimes I feel like they're a little bit out of touch. And you know what's the worst? They're too old. But you know what? Some of that stuff I do believe. I legitimately do believe some of that stuff. So it's tough. It's always a balancing act. I'll stand up and say it. Well, I'm not going to physically say it. That'll require me to move or do anything. Do you like John Oliver last week tonight? I've only seen, I don't think I've seen a full episode, but I've liked what I've seen. I've seen like the deep dive clips. Anyone over the age of 60 should not be allowed to vote. That's extreme. I was going to say, like, you shouldn't be allowed to hold office after probably 65. I legitimately think I believe that. Let me think about this. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I think you can vote. I have no problem with people voting. I think it'd be weird to let people vote. But I think holding office, you should probably be under 65. And like if you get elected at 62 and your term runs to 66, that's fine. You're not cut out in the middle, but it should be after that you're done. That would have the same negative effects as term limits. What do you don't believe in term limits? You think people should hold all offices for life? I don't believe term limits have. The problem is not that term limits lead to people needing to. The problem is lobbying, and the problem is money in politics. The problem is Citizens United, where corporations can legally bribe. Like I've said, if we didn't have Citizens United, then at least corporations that want to bribe have to risk breaking the law, which is how it used to be. Like if you're a fucking McDonald's and you want to bribe a politician to make, I don't know, fucking your farmland cheaper or whatever, then you have to fucking have the balls to bribe, to have an honest to God bribe that can get investigated and get you in trouble, and someone has to not even go to jail. But we don't even have that anymore. With Citizens United, you can just openly spend money and buy a politician. Hey, Atrioc, how do you feel about the Supreme Court at the moment? Softball question. Bad. He's a hero. Yeah. Finally, someone says it. I think they're bad. I'll say it again for the people in the back. The Supreme Court is making bad decisions. Yeah. More like the Supreme Dorks. Nice, dude. Nice. Holy shit, he doesn't miss. Would you box Clarence Thomas at the Creator Clash? Yes, I would. Yes. If I could box Clarence Thomas at the Creator Clash and they would really set that up, I would 100,000% do it. Imagine I just get fucking rocked. Clarence Thomas, how old is he? Dude, this guy's tough. He's 74 years old. Imagine this guy just fucking rocks my shit. Fucking boom, fucking right hook. He is younger than me. He's a spry 74. It would be a bad look if I went up there and just got fucking rocked. That's the face of a man who will one-tap you. That dude is obsessed with porn, no joke. Is he? I'll admit that I haven't kept up with all of his rulings or his, what do they call him in the Supreme Court? What are the things they write? What do they fucking call them? Bro, I'm losing my mind. Is it opinions? No, it's like the actual fucking, like, you know how like there's the, is it an opinion? The hot takes. The T-sis perchance. Yeah, I guess it is opinions. Like the dissenting opinion and the majority opinion. Yeah. Yeah, they're the opinions. It's funny they call them opinions. That's just my opinion. Because it is like a fucking, it's not like an opinion, you know? It's like, it's a ruling. It's what's gonna happen. The new SCOTUS T-sis perchance? Yeah, exactly. Did you watch the series for now, Breakers All? I loved it. Yeah, I watched it. I loved it. I talked about it already. I talked about it on yesterday's stream. All right, boys. Hey, it's 11 o'clock. I talked about some things that were business related, but I did not do, the problem is I didn't fill out my wins and fails document, even though I have the links. So I didn't start today, but I did enjoy talking with you guys. It is 11, so I do have to dip for work tomorrow, but tomorrow is the beginning of fucking DJing days. So should be good. Fun talking with you guys. It's been kind of 2 days of talking, but it's been good because I've been off streaming And I like talking almost the most because you get to hear different opinions and have a good vibe check, and it's fun. So I enjoyed it. Tomorrow is probably best tweets, and then Elden Ring or Get Smarter. Actually, if you have any great Get Smarter videos, I actually have to do it probably tomorrow for Factor meals. So if you, I just drank a Factor smoothie, by the way. This is a free ad. Free ad to Factor. I consume it every day, even when I'm not sponsored. So tomorrow, if you have any great videos, I already have a cool video, I think, on, what did I fucking find it on? I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. But I had a cool video about something that I was interested in. I think it was gaming related. Sevens, peace, much love. Thanks for watching. Thanks for talking. Hope you guys enjoyed. Had some interesting thoughts. I actually thought I love the Twitch president idea, so we're gonna do that for sure. I checked Discord, yeah, but mostly only for editor and mod channels. Big sevens, big plus, raid Mang. Is Cutie live? I was gonna raid Cutie. I kind of owe Cutie about 600 more raids for the wedding cake. But she not live. So here's a crazy thought. Here's a fucking crazy thought. Okay, my friend Zell, he used to work for Offline TV and Riot. And I think he's done some stuff you might know. He did a show with Riot called All Chat. Anyway, Zell, he has 31 viewers or whatever. But he's doing a sponsored mobile game stream for Tower of Fantasy. Everyone join and act like it's the coolest fucking stream ever. Everyone join Zell and talk about how much you fucking love Tower of Fantasy, how great it is, how you're going to sign up and play it. Raid Zell. Just fucking, and that way he's going to have the most overwhelming sponsor numbers to show them, and they'll get a renew. It'll be sick. We're going to just fucking get him an easy renew. Just show up and talk about Tower of Fantasy. Why does this game look so amazing? I can't wait to play it. All right, peace. Thank you. Bye. Have a good night.